Most budgeting apps sound great until your money's still disappearing and you can't figure out why. I tested Simplifi, Empower, and Monarch Money to find out which one actually helps you take control. And by the end of this video, I'll show you the one feature I didn't know I needed, but now won't live without. Now, let me start with something most personal finance software reviews don't show you up front: the complaints. Yeah, I went there first. Because, let's be real, if you've ever subscribed to a personal finance software program that overpromised and underdelivered, you know the real pain isn't bad graphs, but you're wasting time syncing accounts, fixing glitches, or jumping through support hoops to cancel. So I dug through the negative reviews of each platform to see what users really hated. First up, Quicken Simplifi. One guy said it was literally impossible to install. His review: help, help, cannot access Quicken to install. Okay, fair. But here's what I noticed. I didn't run into this issue myself. Simplifi was actually one of the easiest tools to install on my device, and based on hundreds of other reviews I read, this seems like a one-off tech snag, possibly a device issue. In fact, tons of other users rave about Simplifi's ease of use and how easy it is to set up. It's simple. One user even said that he was using a competitor finance software before and found Simplifi so much easier to see his finances. He highlighted that he's been able to set goals with Simplifi and track against the large trip he's saving for. Another user mentioned how the personal finance management software made it easy to connect his accounts, enabling him to automate spending and save goals and actually stick to them, which for me is huge. I've tested apps where the goals felt like a spreadsheet from the past century, so I couldn't actually put my savings on there, but not here. It actually updates in real time based on my bills and my income. Now on to Empower. One frustrated reviewer said that some accounts take forever to sync. He updated his phone's biometrics, and now the app won't let him sign in with his fingerprint anymore. That's pretty annoying, no question. But then I looked closer. First, Empower actually replied to that user. Their explanation was that some banks require a continuous verification, and Empower is working on a better connection system. And you know what? A few months later, that same user updated the review saying that biometrics finally worked again. On the flip side, Empower's smart withdrawal tool gets massive praise. One user called it a game changer for retirement planning. That's not just hype. I tested it, and it calculates your safe withdrawal weight by factoring in taxes, age, income streams, and account types, all automatically. Not something you get in most free budget apps. Okay, what about Monarch Money? One reviewer was pretty upset that there was no free version, especially since competitors like EveryDollar offer one. He even said that the pricing wasn't clear before downloading and that he had to uninstall. Now, I get that frustration, especially if you're just exploring apps and you want to try a free version. But Monarch replied and made something clear. They don't show ads and they don't sell your data. Their only revenue is subscriptions, and that means the product has to be good enough to pay for. Personally, I'd rather pay for good personal finance software than have my data auctioned off behind the scenes. And clearly, plenty of users here agree. One reviewer raved about how detailed Monarch is without being overwhelming, unless you're not into micromanaging your finances. That's fair. Monarch is the best personal finance management software for people who like digging into their budget and net worth across multiple different views. Personally, I loved having the ability to track goals, use different budget formats, and see a full financial picture from day one. So, what can all of these tools actually do? Starting with Quicken Simplifi, this app blew me away with how much of my financial chaos it cleaned up. Let me walk you through a few features that stood out to me. First, the refund tracker. Like, you ever order something online, you return it, and then you forget whether the refund ever hit your account? Yeah, same. Simplifi tracks your refunds for you. It tags returned items and flags when the refunds should arrive. I used this last month after returning some hiking gear, and Sure enough, the app alerted me when the refund posted. No more second guessing or combing through credit card statements to find it. Next up, savings goals. These aren't just buckets of money, they're interactive, and the app helps you stay on track with them. For example, I'm planning on going to a trip to Japan. So I set my goal, I input a target date, and Simplifi auto-adjusts my monthly savings contributions based on how close or far I am. It's not just motivating, it's actually pretty useful. And there's Zillow integration too, so if you own property, this is gold. Simplifi links with Zillow to track your real estimate value in real time. So you can connect Zillow directly to your account and it sees your entire value. Like when the market dipped last quarter, I saw the change reflected right inside the app. So that helped me reassess my net worth without logging into a bunch of different sites. Okay, now over to Empower. At first glance, this personal finance app looks like a retirement planner dressed up as a budget app. And that's kind of accurate, but in a good way. The My Accounts panel gives a master view of all of your linked accounts. So I connected my checking, investment, and even an old 401k, and I could see everything from one screen. No jumping between tabs, no confusion. I also like how it breaks down credit cards. So under credit card account details, it'll automatically sort balances, due dates, and interest rates. One month I forgot a card I barely used was coming due, and Empower flagged it for me, saved me from a late fee. Those always suck, so. But my favorite part is the budgeting widget. I'll be honest, I didn't expect much here, but after using it for a few weeks, it surprised me. It doesn't set goals, but it shows where your money is going in a way that makes overspending kind of hard to ignore. Now, if you love categorization and detailed tracking, Monarch might be your dream app. Let's start with their group budgeting feature. Unlike other tools that just lump everything into spending, Monarch lets you build group budgets. For example, I created a food and dining group with groceries, restaurants, and cafes. Then I gave it a total budget, and the app tracked each subcategory automatically. It's a more organized way to see where your money's going. They also added an Amazon sync tool recently, and it's a total game changer. It pulls in your Amazon purchases and auto-categorizes them. Honestly, all three platforms bring serious features to the table, far beyond your average budgeting app. But, of course, no best-rated personal finance software is perfect. With Simplifi, the only hiccup I had was the slight learning curve when setting up goals or understanding rollover behavior, but once you poke around, it clicks. And they have plenty of support articles if you get stuck. Empower is robust, but I found its interface a bit dated compared to the others, but they make up for it with the depth of retirement planning. Monarch's biggest drawback? No free version to explore before subscribing. But again, that also means no ads, no distractions, and no selling your data. And for what it offers, I'd say it's worth the commitment. Now, the big question is, what do these personal finance softwares cost? Simplifi, Empower, and Monarch Money, I'd say are all pretty reasonably priced for what they offer. None of them felt overpriced once I actually used them. That said, if you're looking for the absolute cheapest tool, these probably aren't it. They're built for people who are serious about managing money like a pro, not just casually tracking spending. Check the links in the description for their latest pricing and promo offers. We'll try to keep those updated so you're not caught off guard. So, what is the best personal finance software? That really depends on your style. But after testing all three, Quicken Simplifi stood out for me. Between the real-time tracking, the credit score insights, and the refund alerts I didn't know I needed, it just worked for me. Check the link in the description of this video to get started with our special discount and coupon.